What is up, everybody? My name is Owen Doyle, and today I'm going to be showing you how to shoot self-portraits for Instagram. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'd like to go over is location and how I find where I want to shoot. And the best way that I know of doing this is look up on Google or Safari, whatever you use, is cool places around me or things to do around me. Just so you have a general idea what's around you. And a great way to look for things is look for a national park or a state park, or some type of place that attracts crowds, because those are usually some great places to shoot images. Alright, so after I find a spot where I roughly want to go, I'll go on Google Maps and switch over to satellite mode and kind of skim the area to see if there's any like hidden gems, because if you have a tower in the woods, everyone's going to that tower, but is there a waterfall that's near the tower that not too many people know about? It's just little things like that that you got to look for. So another method that I do is when I'm driving around, I kind of keep a mental note if I pass something that looks cool and something that I would want to shoot some portraits at. Okay, so now we're going to go over how to set up your camera to shoot self-portraits. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is set up your camera in either time-lapse mode, self-timer mode, or use an app or a mechanical shutter. So the way I do it is I use my intervalometer or the time-lapse feature that's built into the Sony a7 III. Okay, so the way I set up my camera is I do one photo every second, and I set it for 30 photos to 50 photos because more photos is better, and we'll get into that a little later. So next we're going to go over how to grab focus for your self-portrait. So the way I do it is I set my camera in manual focus, and the way I get where I want to be in focus is I'll put my camera bag down or take my shoe off and put it in the frame where I'm going to roughly stand, or use like a stick or something, or if you're standing on some object, you focus in on that object. That way you're guaranteed to be in focus. And another way is you can use the app to set focus, the Sony app. That's another way you can do it, but I use manual focus 99% of the time. So now we're going to go over poses, and the way I like to pose is I like to just walk through the frame because I am no model, and if I sit there and try to act something out, to me it just doesn't look good. So I'll either walk straight down or walk across the frame, and I'll just look around. I won't ever look like dead into the lens because that's just not what I like to do. So you just kind of got to find what you like to do, or you could look over your shoulder or something like that. Just find what works best for you. Now before you guys go off and shoot your self-portraits, I'm going to give you a few tips. And the first one is not camera related at all, but that is to bring some sort of flashlight with you, whether that's your phone or a headlamp. So the reason I say bring a flashlight is because if your phone dies, then you'll have no light to see when you're setting up your camera or if you're walking through the woods to get to your spot. So just have an extra light with you just in case. Okay, so this next tip is an app, and it's called the Sunseeker app, and I highly recommend getting it. I'm pretty sure it's free, but don't word me on that. So the reason I say get it is because it allows you to know when blue hour is and when golden hour is. And another tip is change up your camera angles. Don't just keep your medium to wide shot every single time. You see a lot of portraits like those. Try to get some close-ups in there. I know it's sometimes hard to grab focus on a close-up, but just try, mess around with some things. Okay, so my last tip is shoot a bunch of photos. Just don't go out there and shoot 10, 20 photos. Go out and shoot 100 to 300. And the reason I say this is because it gives you options. So if your eyes are closed on 9 of them and you shoot 10, that gives you maybe 1. Or if you're out of focus a little bit, if you're using manual focus, then you can try again. Maybe one's a little sharper than that last one. So go out there and try to shoot 100 to 300 photos. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more.